So for significant figures, what I recommend you do is draw yourself a line down the middle because you're going to need the other side for when we learn a little bit more. Okay, so draw a line down the middle. We're just going to use up one of these sides. All right? Okay. All right, so go ahead and put at the top how to find a significant figure. So how to find, I'm going to say a sig fig, because that's what I'm probably going to call it. Okay, but how to find a significant figure. So the whole idea is that eventually you're going to be doing calculations, and you need to know which one of those, or which of the numbers actually count. Okay, which ones are actually important to your calculations. Okay, and that's what a significant figure is. So they're going to tell us whether we are using a beaker or a graduated cylinder, so how precise our devices are. It's going to tell you whether you have a very, very, very small number or a very, very big number, because you can put it into scientific, and we'll get there next unit, okay? But we have two rules. The first one is all non-zeros count. Okay? So on the count of 3, I want everyone to shout out one non-zero number that they can think of. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. I didn't hear any zeros. That's good. Last period we had a 0. I was like, no. All right, good. So any number 1 through 9. Okay, I did hear a 17. No. Keep it 1 through 9. All right. But all our non-zeros are going to count. Okay, so that's easy enough. Then we have zeros are strange. Okay, and that's because they have their own set of rules. Okay? Okay, so your first rule for your zeros. Sandwich zeros count. Okay, can anyone raise their hand and tell me what they think a sandwich zero is? Yes. Perfect, exactly. A 0 between 2 non-zeros, okay? So you guys just shouted out a bunch of non-zeros. So if you were to throw a 0 in the middle and then say another non-zero number, that's a sandwich, okay? So we're going to write an example for each of these, so you can put them on there too. So 203, that 0 does count. We could have 0.203. That one counts, okay? Those both count. All right, our next rule is trailing. Do we know what I mean by when I say trailing? Is that at the beginning or the end, do you think? It's at the end, exactly. Let me scooch this up. Okay. Trailing zeros count, and then put only, very bold, if there's a decimal. Okay? Trailing zeros count only if there's a decimal. So your example for that one would be if you have 2,000. Let's just actually do that. So 2,000, none of those zeros count because there is no decimal. However, if I were to put 2,000 with a decimal at the end, all 3 of them count. If I were to have 0.200, both of these count. So as long as there's a decimal somewhere in there, any 0 that's at the end of a number counts. That's a significant figure. Okay, there's one last rule. Hopefully you still have some space. If not, you can use the other side. All right, so our last little rule, leading zeros. Do we know what I mean by leading? What does that mean? In the front, good. Leading zeros never count. okay? So what that means is this one right here didn't count. On that one example that we just had, that leading 0 did not count. Now, it doesn't matter if there's a decimal or not, it doesn't count. The reason this one holds true is because you can write that number in scientific notation, which is something that we're going to learn in the next unit, okay? I could have wrote that number 2.00 times 10 to the negative 1, and therefore I only have 3 significant figures. So we never count leading zeros. They're just not significant because we could rewrite it this way. Okay? All right. That's it. Okay? So what you guys are going to do right now, as long as you got those notes, you are going to try 1 through 6 real quick. Okay? Try 1 through 6. Count up how many significant figures you think there are, and then I will show the answer. There's the answers. I also put down the rules as to why they are what they are. So look through those, see if you have any questions, if I need to clarify any of those. Okay?